Hello! This week's tips are for making the L sound. So kung madalas niyong marinig ang wowo, imbis na lola, or yayo, imbis na yellow, kahit na cute sila, sana matulungan kayo ng video na to. Kaya tara usap tayo, let's get talking! Hi! Kung ito ang ating unang pagkikita, ako si Teacher Kaye and I'm a certified speech-language pathologist. Alright, so bago natin bigkasin, alamin muna natin ang mga characteristics or mga katangian ng tunog na ito. Yung tip ng ating tongue, ito yung akin, ay pupunta doon sa likod ng upper set of teeth natin kung saan parang medyo baku-bako. If you slide your tongue side to side doon sa likod ng ating ngipin, mararamdaman nyo kung ano yung sinasabi kong lugar. Dito yung akin. And typically, that is where we put our tongue para ma-produce ang L sound. This is also a voiced sound, which means kailangan i-on natin yung ating boses. Magva-vibrate yung ating vocal cords dyan. If you wanna see an overview of speech sounds, you can go back to my episode 5 about baby sounds. And also, the L is a liquid sound. Ibig sabihin, hanggat meron tayong hininga na maibubuga, pwedeng tuloy-tuloy nating i-produce ang sound na to. Di tulad ng mga stops, katulad ng t, d, tapos na. Hindi natin sila pwedeng i-prolong. Pero ang L ay liquid, kaya kung huminga ako ng malalim, masasabi ko siya ng napakahaba. Liquid. It is a liquid sound. Okay, next thing to think about is paano natin nalalaman kung ang L ang hindi nabibigkas ng ating anak. So again, for this one, you can go back naman to my episode on bulol. The next important thing for you to know is the age of acquisition of the L sound. So usually between 3 to 5 years old is the time na nagsisimula na nila itong mabigkas on their own or at least pinapractice nila. If yung bata ay nasa around 5.5 or 6 years old or beyond that at wala pa rin silang L or hindi pa rin klaro yung pagkakabigkas nila ng L, kailangan na pong magpatingin sa isang speech therapist para mabigyan ng tulong yung bata. So alam nyo na ang readiness starts at 3 years old, but I'm a believer that it's never too early to bring awareness to a child. So you can do any or all of these tips even to younger children, younger than 3 years old, but always keep in mind, manage your expectations. So dahil nga ang readiness starts at 3 years old, kapag tinatry nyo siyang i-make aware ng, let's say, 2 years old, don't expect that they will get it right away or that they can produce the sound properly. Next, kung napapansin na hindi nagagawa ng bata or nahihirapan siya, what we have to check is the structure. So, kailangan nating malaman if there's something wrong. It could be a tongue tie, which I have a video on. It could be muscular weakness because kailangan yung tongue natin i-elevate or i-aakyat natin. Kung yung tongue ay mahina or walang lakas para i-akyat yung tongue niyang ganon, mahihirapan talaga yung bata i-produce ang L. Kung meron nga siyang tongue tie or muscular weakness na kailangang tugunan muna, magpatingin po muna sa doktor. And finally, here we are at the actual tips. So, kung meron nga siyang muscular weakness at nagpatingin na sa doktor, other things you can do at home to try to strengthen the child's tongue is to play with tongue elevation exercises. Some exercises that you can try at home that will come off as playing with your child is get something na gustong kainin ng anak nyo. It's better if it's something spreadable like jam or yung choco spread na kasama ng yan-yan or peanut butter. As in anything. So, ilalagay natin dun sa target area. So, again, the target area is the alveolar ridge, yung likod ng ating upper set of teeth. Ituturo ko ulit. So, maglalagay ka ng kaunting spread doon ng pagkain na gusto niya at i-instruct nyo yung bata na abutin yon gamit ang kanilang dila. So, kailangan ganito ang ginagawa nila. So, kung gustong-gusto talaga nila, it can be very motivating for them na talagang ulit-ulitin yung ganong exercise. Some of the common things na nangyayari kapag sinusubukan to for the first time is sinasara lang nung bata nung bibig niya para sipsipin yung linagay yung spread sa likod. So, other cues and instructions that you can give the child is you need to do this with the mouth open. Kailangan nakanganga. So, start with nakanganga muna. Maglalagay si mommy ng spread. So, what you can do is you can put your thumb lightly on the child's chin habang inaabot niya to para hindi magsasara yung bibig. So, it will look more like this. Yan. Now, for those children who have no muscular weakness, or let's say na-resolve na yon, the next steps are how to cue the child. So we always start with, we need to make this sound with the mouth open. So like I said, nakanganga. Yung dila, parang kinakalabit yung likod ng iyong ngipin. Parang ganito. Yan yung movement. So, tongue goes up. Ang dila ay aakyat, nangangalabit. So those are some verbal cues that you can give your child. You also need to remind them na kailangan naka-on yung boses. We need to turn on the voice. So minsan kasi gets na nila yung oral placement. So nakaganito na yung bata. O tapos, tapos minsan nasasabi na, o ganyan. So what we need to say is naka-on yung voice like our engine. So let's try it. Lagay natin yung dila and then turn on the voice. Now, merong ibang bata na masyadong matigas yung pag-push nila ng air toward the teeth. Ang nagiging tunog ay ganito. So, you can instruct them na yung air pwede namang lumilibot sa dila. So, mag-e-escape siya towards the teeth but also around and out in front of the mouth. So, very smooth and liquid. So, another gesture that you can cue them with is parang tubig lang. And kapag nakuha na nung bata how to make the sound in isolation, so mag-isa lang, we are only targeting the speech sound pa lang at this point. Kapag na-master na niya in isolation, that's when we can move into different syllables. It really helps to give nicknames to the sounds that you want. Something na baka nagagawa na nila or madalas nilang marinig. So for the L sound, madalas this is the singing sound. Kasi di ba madalas la la la, la 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 la. So if they can already do it in isolation, L, the next step is just to instruct them, okay, and then you drop your tongue. Ibaba mo na yung dila, mabilis lang siya. La. La. Eventually, you can try it with the different vowels. La, le, li, lo, lu. Kapag nagawa nyo na yung consonant vowel as in la, pwede na nating baliktarin, unahin naman natin yung vowel. So, pwedeng mga al, ol, el, etc. Now we go to word form. So, kailangan meron ng meaning. But actually, even when you do the other drills with isolation, dagdagan natin ng meaning. So, even when they're just doing think of a word or have a word handy that has that sound. For example, si Lola, Lolo. And that will make progressing to the word form easier. Kasi gets nila kung bakit nila ginagawa. It's so I can say these words that have that sound. Remember, one of my first tips from episode 1 is to always keep it meaningful. Kasi everyone, not just children, we all learn by context better. So one of the most important things that you can prepare is a word list that are functional to you, very meaningful to you sa pang-araw-araw niyong gawain. So some examples you may want to start with, like I said, are lolo, lola, yung mga dahon, di ba? Mga leaves. And then yung mga laruan ng bata like doll. And then very relevant ngayon in the medial position, alcohol. So that has L in the middle and it has L at the end. You can try to use alliteration. So, gugamit tayo ng L sound in a string of words. So, for example, mag-imbento kayo ng song or ng chant like, linoloko ko si Lolo, kinikiliti ko si Lola, and stuff like that. And kapag naaliw sila dyan, it is a huge chance for them to keep practicing that sound and for you to keep giving corrections and monitoring their sound productions. So, kanina nabanggit ko na yung visual cue of having a continuous stream of air habang pinoproduce nila. That's already a visual cue. Another tactile cue can be while you are having them produce the sound or kapag minomodel yung sound sa kanya, kunin mo yung arm niya tapos i-run mo yung fingers mo habang ginagawa mo. This is also a cue that it is a continuous sound. Lego, laro, ligo. You can also do auditory highlighting, which I actually already did. Sabi sa inyo, patong-patong to minsan mga techniques eh. So when you're talking about colors, uy, that's your favorite color. Yellow. Wow! One more helpful tip, especially for yung mga ibang bata na nagdi-distort ng L sound, by substituting it with a W. For example, nung sinabi ko dun sa intro, wowo, imbis na Lolo. So kapag nasasabi nila ang wowo, nakikita nating nag-round ang kanilang lips at ayaw nating mangyari yun when we're making the L sound. So another helpful cue is to tell them to smile. Kasi kapag nag-smile sila, hindi nila mar-round yung lips nila for wow. Mas mahirap pa yon than actually trying to lift their tongue and say Lolo. So you may start with smile, keep your mouth open, ang dila ay parang nangangalabit, tongue up, and then turn on your voice, and then continuous breath out. Please try this at home. Remember, therapy is not magic, hindi po yan overnight. So practice, 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 and kapag beyond 5 years old na po at nawawala at malabo pa rin ang pagkakasabi ng L ng inyong anak, magpatingin na po sa isang speech language pathologist. And that's it for today. If you guys found this helpful, i-share niyo po, at kung hindi pa po kayo part of our community, please subscribe by clicking that button over there. You can also reach me at Facebook and Instagram at Teacher Kaye Talks, also Kumu and TikTok, not so often. But yeah, you can find me there. And hanggang sa muli, happy talking and mabuhay!